Performance and scalability are factors that are impacted by both the capabilities of the Cisco ASA and the services enabled on the Firepower Services module. In Lesson 4, we look at performance metrics and how to recommend the appropriate solution to meet customer needs. When selecting any network device, understanding how well it will scale in the network and meet specific performance expectations is critical. Security devices have to balance providing features and functions that secure the network with a predictable level of performance. A failure to understand the expected performance of a device given a specific traffic profile, or how enabling features affects performance, can lead to poor throughput and potential instability. Often these issues could have been avoided by better understanding how to select the correctly sized product for a particular application. This can be achieved by considering 3 key criteria. Sizing. The Firepower Services module for the Cisco ASA offers several platforms with various levels of performance. In addition, existing devices are possible candidates for upgrades. Features. Deciding on the correct product requires knowledge of the features that will be configured on the module and their expected impact on overall device throughput. Location. Understand that device placement in the network will impact performance. For example, if the Firepower Services module in the ASA is placed in an area with a heavy transit traffic load, such as the network location. Understand that device placement in the network will impact performance. For example, if the Firepower Services module in the ASA is placed in an area with a heavy transit traffic load, such as a network perimeter, performance will be key. Understanding traffic patterns within the network will also influence choice. Are the flows a series of small, fast transactions? Or will the examination of large amounts of HTTP traffic to or from servers be required? Different packet sizes and types will impact performance. Location and traffic patterns require careful analysis of the network design and the customer's business model. Location can have direct and indirect impacts on performance. Direct impacts include different traffic types and different average packet sizes, causing a higher workload. Indirect impacts include device placement, the amount of traffic to be inspected, and the amount of malicious traffic expected. For example, compare placement at the internet edge, where the threat and amount of malicious traffic is greater than that seen at an internal-only data center. Higher levels of malicious traffic may result in more events being generated and logged, increasing the load on a device. Remember, the business model will be a direct influence on device performance. It is important to understand your customer's traffic characteristics, as there is no one-size-fits-all in terms of traffic mixes. When comparing products, maximum throughput numbers are generally only used for product data sheet comparisons. As these numbers are generally derived using traffic types or configuration profiles that do not attempt to represent real deployments, they should not be used for sizing. Sizing data should always be measured with traffic types and loads that stress the device. Configurations that exercise the different inspection paths that are normally used should also be included in the testing methodology. 440-byte HTTP average packet size connections represent a reasonably difficult traffic profile for most devices, but provide more real-world performance numbers. Feature enablement will also impact performance. The Firepower Services module provides functionality by way of licensed features. The SFR module software comes with application visibility and control by default. URL filtering, IPS, and AMP are enabled separately. Each feature will have a performance impact on throughput. The impact of enabling each major service of the firepower module for the ASA is outlined in the graphic. Throughput is comparable between the Cisco ASA with classic IPS and firepower next generation IPS when testing with 440-byte TCP packets, which are indicative of the packet sizes seen on many of today's networks. As other features are enabled, throughput is reduced. This information is useful when planning new installations. It is also important to consider the performance implications of configuring each service when deciding if an upgrade will be required now or in the future. The overall impact of individual services could also influence the decision to supplement firepower service on the ASA with standalone firepower appliances. Firepower Services on the ASA offers a greater array of security features as compared to classic IPS, and enabling these additional features on the SFR may require an ASA upgrade. This chart is a useful sizing guide in terms of how each firepower service will impact overall performance. This information is interpreted as follows. In order to maintain a comparable level of throughput obtained from the classic IPS module on the ASA 5512X, an upgrade to the 5525X is required if Firepower Services IPS plus AVC and AMP is configured. Another way to scale performance and support heavy traffic loads is to consider clustering. Clustering provides resiliency and load sharing amongst ASAs, but is also a way to ensure investment and protection. As traffic loads increase and more services are required on the ASA, including firepower services, additional ASAs may be added to the cluster, up to a total of 16 ASA 5585X devices. Understanding how the Cisco ASA with Firepower Services solution can be deployed, as well as its strengths as a next-generation firewall, enable marketing and selling. This lesson covers how to market the Cisco solution for both new and upgrade or migration opportunities. Security products and solutions offer the best protection if they are able to address attacks using proactive, reactive, and recovery methods. It is not possible to prevent all attacks. Threats evolve, new attacks are introduced, and at some point a network will be compromised. It is critical to be able to defend the network quickly when an attack is discovered, and afterwards contain and remediate to prevent further outbreaks. Good solutions mitigate damage as quickly as possible and adapt to newly discovered threats, preventing further occurrences. When comparing Cisco Firepower Services to competitive offerings, you must clearly identify feature and performance criteria. Cisco ASA with Firepower Services is superior in all criteria that defines a next-generation firewall. In several areas, such as reputation-based proactive protection, intelligent security automation, file reputation, file trajectory, and retrospective analysis, Cisco's solution is clearly ahead of the competition, and its value add and level of security has been validated by independent third parties like NSS Labs. When looking for marketing opportunities, clearly spell out the Cisco solution. Then look for revenue opportunities by understanding the concepts in the next series of slides. You should understand all available opportunities. For example, Cisco ASA models below the 5585X should be sold with a solid-state drive to facilitate the installation of the Firepower Services software module. Ensure existing 5500X models are upgraded to include the SSD. New purchases should be ordered with the Firepower Services module pre-installed using special Firepower bundles. The default license in the bundle includes application visibility and control. AMP, Next Generation IPS, and URL filtering are added as additional license subscriptions. To simplify ordering and maintenance, features are bundled into a variety of license packages. SmartNet maintenance and support options are also available. To increase revenue opportunity, license packages can be purchased as 3-year subscriptions. As discussed previously, the number of services enabled on the Firepower Services module will impact performance. This is especially important if a customer decides to upgrade their subscription package. Remember that application visibility and control is included by default with Firepower Services. The impact of enabling each major service of the Firepower module on the ASA is outlined above. It is important to consider the performance implications of configuring each service when deciding if an upgrade will be required now or in the future. With the introduction of the small to medium business targeted products, there are even more opportunities to upsell and refresh the current Cisco ASA install base. It is now possible to position a distributed next-generation firewall solution that includes the security of Firepower services with a vast increase in performance. In this graphic, a good example is showing how the 5506X is offering twice the firewall throughput over existing 5505 devices, providing a key opportunity to refresh the 5505 installed base. The bundling of Firepower services with the 5506X and 5508X also gives you an immediate upsell over the 5505 by offering superior security services. With more products available that support Firepower services and next-generation firewall capabilities, a distributed enterprise with uniform security policy and enforcement is now possible using the wide range of Firepower-enabled next-generation firewalls. The 5506 and 5508 are common for branch office deployments. The branch can be anything from a home office to a retail establishment. Note that the 5506WX has an integrated wireless access point, which makes this even more attractive in many of these environments. The distributed enterprise can also be centrally managed via Cisco Security Manager and the Firesite Management Center. Support services are essential to ensure proper hardware support, security updates, and software versions. 3 areas of services and supports are particularly relevant to Cisco next-generation firewalls. Migration services are ideal for distributed enterprises and organizations with branch offices to accelerate migration to ASA with Firepower services. Cisco and our partners provide this expertise globally. Certified engineers create practical deployment plans and then implement to maximize ASA with Firepower services threat defense and performance. The result is faster migrations and minimal disruption when upgrading solutions from Cisco or other providers. Additionally, Cisco managed services for security are available for organizations requiring full-time, proactive, systematic threat monitoring and management. The services provide continuous visibility and control over your network when in-house resources are limited. Cisco SmartNet support services help maintain up-to-date security capability. They provide access to a broad range of Cisco support tools and expertise, including access to the Cisco Technical Assistance Center and online support resources. Regardless of how a customer chooses to deploy and configure their ASA, the Firepower Services module will be supported in all deployment mode types, opening the way for new opportunities. High availability, HA, using an active standby model is supported on ASA 5500X and ASA 5585X platforms. Active standby defines one device in a HA pair as the primary or active and the other as the secondary or standby. In order to quickly facilitate a failover, ASA state, including connection information, is shared between the firewalls. This is known as stateful failover. Firepower state information, however, is not shared between firepower modules in the failover pair. This is not an issue in terms of failover, as features such as mid-session pickup on the Firepower Services module will allow the ASA failover to seamlessly pick up TCP sessions. The SFR module will focus on signature characteristics without needing to rely on seeing the TCP three-way handshake. Clustering provides resiliency and load sharing amongst ASAs, but is also a way to ensure investment protection. As loads increase and more services are required on the ASA, including firepower services, additional ASAs may be added to the cluster, up to a total of 16 ASA 5585X devices. Cisco ASA clustering also provides load sharing in an asymmetric traffic flow situation, for example in a highly resilient data center design where inbound and outbound traffic flows may use different paths. In multi-context mode, ASA interfaces and sub-interfaces are assigned to each context. When deploying firepower services on the ASA in multi-context mode, the interfaces associated with each context can be grouped into security zones. Different firepower policies can then be applied to each zone. Monitor mode allows firepower services to analyze traffic without the ASA being placed in the data path. The ASA is connected to a span port on a switch or router, and copies of both inbound and outbound packets are sent to the Firepower Services module. Copied traffic bypasses the ASA policy and goes directly to the Firepower Services module, which applies configured policies to indicate what traffic would have been blocked. After analysis of the traffic, the packets are discarded. This operational mode is currently only supported for demonstration purposes. There will always be customers that are looking for standalone appliances. Firepower services are identical on the Cisco ASA-based solution and the Firepower appliance. Both devices are managed and policy applied via Firesite Management Center. This simplifies overall network design, as there is no longer the need to deal with different platforms using different command line interfaces and management user interfaces. Policies can be defined and easily deployed to multiple devices and device types. All Firepower devices are able to leverage the external intelligence resources of Talus and the AMP cloud. The Cisco Firepower 8000 series are the base platform for the Cisco Firepower Next Generation Intrusion Prevention System Threat Protection Appliance solution. These appliances provide integrated real-time contextual awareness, full-stack visibility, and intelligent security automation. Threat protection can be expanded with optional subscription licenses to provide advanced malware protection, URL filtering, application visibility and control. Cisco Firepower appliances set the industry benchmark for threat detection effectiveness, inspected throughput, and value as measured by studies conducted by NSS Labs, the world's leading information security research and advisory company. It is also possible to separate functionality between Firepower services on the ASA and the Firepower appliances. This would require the appropriate feature licenses on each platform. Another marketing opportunity is to position Cisco Next Generation firewalls with those customers shopping for VPN solutions. Cisco Next Generation firewalls combine the world's most effectively deployed and trusted ASA stateful firewall technology with the Cisco AnyConnect Secure Mobility Client for advanced secure remote access services while delivering a highly competitive user experience. Cisco ASA with Firepower Services now features no firewall licensing restrictions on the number of concurrent VPN connections. Cisco AnyConnect is the world's #1 proven VPN client and now features granular, always-on, per-application VPN capabilities for remote devices and mobile devices. Additionally, with ASA with Firepower Services, popular third-party VPN clients, such as those on Android or Apple iOS devices, are also supported. Lesson 6 presents useful sales tips and tools, programs, and a how-to-order summary. A Cisco Next Generation Firewall is as easy as 1, 2, 3. In Step 1, for new deployments, order an ASA 5585X with Firepower Services hardware module or a 5500X with Firepower Services software module as a bundle. For upgrades on 5585X series ASAs, add the Firepower Services blade. On the 5500X models, add a solid-state drive and Firepower Services upgrade license. Both options should be sold with SmartNet service. In Step 2, the Firepower Services module ships with the default application visibility and control functionality. To add IPS, AMP, or URL filtering capabilities, a subscription license package is required. Each subscription package can be sold as a 1-year or 3-year term. In Step 3, Cisco Firesite Management Center is required to configure and monitor policy on the Firepower Services module. This may be a virtual system or physical appliance. Cisco Security Manager is optional for management of the Cisco ASA, including defining traffic redirection. ASDM ships as an on-box device manager with an ASA. SmartNet or software application support plus upgrades are available. Firesite Management Center ensures management and policy application occurs uniformly across all Firepower-enabled systems. The choice of Firesite Management Center model should be made based on the number of sensors, including software-based, hardware module, and standalone to be supported, the number of hosts, users, and networks managed by each sensor, and the number and granularity of the events to be monitored. The Firesite Management Center can either ship as a hardware appliance or can also be a virtual device. Nothing goes further to show the advantage that Cisco offers to security operations teams with its superior protection and ease of use than a live demonstration of Firesite Management Center and the ASA with Firepower Services. Cisco dCloud gives Cisco partners and account managers deep demonstration capabilities across a range of products and technologies without investment in their own demonstration platforms. To schedule a dCloud demonstration, navigate to http://dcloud.cisco.com, expand the Security section and select Cisco SourceFire 5.3 version 1. Note that for partners, partner credentials will need to be supplied. The dCloud demonstration is structured to provide an overview of several key Firepower Services features. The Firepower Overview reviews the Firesite Management Center and prevents CSM and ASA Firepower Services management capabilities. Application visibility and control is demonstrated via examples of URL web blocking and application awareness events with blocking. File policy configuration shows the functionality of AMP to provide file analysis with blocking. Intrusion policy is demonstrated by applying IPS policy and analyzing the result of a detected attack. dCloud demonstration should be effective in showing a customer the strengths of a solution and how it's applicable to their needs. Before you begin, prepare a list of key takeaways from the demonstration. Takeaways can look like those listed above or be focused on something the customer explicitly asked to see. Make sure you are familiar with all the options and screens that need to be configured to demonstrate a function. Ensure the demonstration is well rehearsed to avoid distractions due to unforeseen circumstances. Have display screens open yet minimized for quick and professional transitions. If you're unsure of how to build your own demonstration, you may use the predefined script provided in the demonstration documentation section. This script illustrates the following capabilities. Using the Context Explorer to get an overall view of your network. Using access control and intrusion policies to control traffic within your network. Viewing hosts and files that represent immediate verified threats to your network. Analyzing files to determine their level of threat and trajectory within your network. Another sales enablement tool is the on-site evaluation. To show real proof of value, customize evaluations for each customer by highlighting features related to their requirements and concerns. For detailed on-site evaluation design ideas and deployment, consult the community's site document 55049. This information outlines a methodology that can be deployed to demonstrate the capabilities of Cisco FireSite in conjunction with Cisco ASA with Firepower services. Note that the Cisco ASA can be configured to sit out of band and receive traffic spanned from a switch port. The Firepower Services module will be deployed in monitor-only mode, allowing traffic to be monitored and analyzed, but no actions taken. This will showcase the power of FireSite without the customer being concerned about policy changes on their network. Best practices for an on-site evaluation include: deploy the solution in span port mode. Confirm that events are being received. After a short period of time, confirm you are gathering information of interest to the customer. Continue gathering data until the end of the evaluation period. A typical evaluation period will be approximately 30 days. Show the customer proof of value. For more impactful results, try to leave the configured solution running in the network environment for a period of time. Identify any statistics, reports, or displays that address the goals and issues relevant to the customer. Always try to present security best practices, which could include not only detecting an issue, but also offering a migration strategy. This course has presented information on Cisco's next-generation firewall, the ASA with Cisco Firepower Services. This content has been designed to help you understand the major components and value of this solution, which in turn will increase revenue through your ability to recognize sales opportunities. Material in this course presented the following key messages: the challenges with traditional defense in-depth security models and how an adaptive, threat-focused next-generation firewall can overcome them. The components and functionality of Cisco ASA with Firepower Services, including management options such as Cisco FireSite, which must be understood to show the power and value of Cisco ASA Next-Generation Firewall. Cisco ASA Next-Generation Firewall provides comprehensive visibility into the network and integrates with other products in Cisco's security portfolio, and competes with other vendors in the next-generation firewall space. Cisco ASA integrates with Firepower Services, reduces cost and implementation complexity, and provides a competitively superior product that scales to any customer requirements and has been validated by external testing criteria. Cisco ASA with Firepower Services creates marketing and positioning opportunities in terms of both new deployments and upgrades. Strategies that clearly outline how to bundle and sell, as well as being able to show real-time proof of value using dCloud or an actual on-site customer evaluation, are key. Thank you for participating in this course.